Hello and welcome to Lord Fenton Gaming Plays Neverwinter Nights. I'm your host Lord Fenton, and today's video we're going to do another of the Lord Fenton Gaming infamous builds. We're going to do the hide and crit rogue build. Now this build does is it gives more stealth attack, more crit chances, and you're basically a crit machine, plus you're dual wielding with tiny weapons which are really fast, so you get more hits, and of course eventually you'll get a crit in. If you have devastating crits, it is real nice. So let's get to the build, shall we? Obviously male, female doesn't matter. We're gonna go female this time since the last build was a male. This one you need to pick a human. That's for the extra skill points and the extra free feat you get free, of course, when you create a human, which is very important. Again, portraits do not matter. You can have your own custom ones and such. Just use the convert portrait line when you do that. Now let's get to the class. Alright, here's the classes we're going to do. We're going to do a rogue, of course, obviously. However, we're going to diverge into a fighter and only one level Shadowdancer. Now, Shadowdancer need modifiers in tumble, hide, and movement. Tumble to, I think, 5, might be wrong. Hide or movement to 8, and the other one's going to be 10, so be on the safe side. You're going to max those out anyways, because that's dire for this build too. Now, fire you're only going to need it for the certain builds and weapons we're going to do, of course. Now select the rogue for your build, because we're going to start out as a rogue in this class. I like to start out on my builds on the intended class we're going to do, unless it's a prestige class in question, then I will announce it ahead of time. So next is alignment. Again, alignment does not really matter. However, I feel any lawful alignment for rogues for role-playing reasons is not a good ideal. If you're afraid of smites, pick a neutral one. If you want to be good and evil, go ahead and do that. Now this build I'm going to do neutral good, so we'll do that right now. Now let's see what is next on our agenda besides looking over alignments and such. Let's see here. Okay, go to your abilities. Now here's the score you're going to aim for. We're going to do 17 strength, 16 dex, 10 constitution, 13 in knit for some of those feats we're going to need, and your wisdom and cha are 8, of course. So those are your stats you want to build for this build. It'll help out greatly, and this is mainly a strength rogue. Now if you want to do a dex rogue, that's fine, but strength rogue you do more damage, and of course more crit damage too, so that's pretty good, obviously. So those are the stats you want as you see on the screen, and I have let's see here, no more points to spend, so I'm just reviewing all what I said before. So when you do builds like this, you need to be careful on certain points and such, because we're multi-classing. Unless it's a pure class, then it's much more easier. Next up is your skills. Obviously you want to do is max out tumble. That's dire, because we're going to max that out either way for two reasons. One, for the Shadowdancer class, and number two, tumble's great for rogues. The other one is hide. You need to max that out. No ifs, ands, or buts. That's the dire skill. And then the other skill you want to max out is move silently. Again, that's another great rogue skill for this build, because if you're doing critical damage and you're sneaking around to get the jump, you really want that. Now the other rogue skills are optional, but I just put points there in listen, spot, obviously. What I did also, I think I did 20 points in bluff on this build, or for the main reason is if you're going to be doing the campaign, you want to BS your way through conversations. If you don't like bluff, then you can do persuasion. That's another good one too, especially for the original campaign. Still, it's up to you on whatever you want to build. You can also put disarm traps, open locks, pickpocket if you want to, but I feel pickpocket is not really useful for all three campaigns. If someone want to challenge me on that or point that out, yeah, I'll admit I made a mistake on that. But still, put those points what I said in there before, but still, tumble, hide, and move silently is your dires. Another one good put points is use magical device. It's alright. It's good on some levels. Now if you're playing Pathfinder and Kingmaker, that's a great thing because you use certain weapons you cannot use. Now let's go to feats, shall we? Obviously you should pick dodge because that's great for rogues too, because they get dex bonus for AC when you dodge multiple attacks. Pretty good skill. It's also a requirement for mobility, so pick dodge first. That's a must. Next up is mobility. It should be down here. Yes, again, adds more for dodge, which is great, and also is a prereq. If I think I remember right, for Shadowdancers. So you pick those two, and you're all set to go, but still you need to gain a few levels in order to change that and get those skills I mentioned before. So again, looks does not matter. You can look real ugly or real pretty. You can look like a tiefling or a ASMR, but still pick wherever you want to look. Same thing with clothing you have when you start out. It doesn't matter for this build. I'm just showing everybody options, of course. I went for the seductive rogue, even though she don't have points in persuasion, but still, this is all just for role-playing factor. Pick whatever you want and such, and away you go, of course. Let's see here. After the look menu, and of course picking a hair color, same thing with the name. You can name anything what you want. Voice don't matter, but still I like to show everybody in this build what my character's name is and what voice I use for this build, so these people want that, of course. This build is great for also not only the original Neverwinter Night game, it's also great for the Enhanced Edition. So this is what these builds are for, is that. So once you're done with that, all you need to do is just finalize what you need to do. Again, you're only going to get one level, if I remember right, Shadowdancer, 6 or 7 fighter. I'll be explaining further in the build on how much of that is, and all of it's going to be rogue, so you're going over what you're going over, so this is all good. So let's start the actual build, shall we? Alright, I just leveled my character up, so now what I'm going to do is show everybody what you should put in your stats, of course. So this is going to be for level 2, of course. Right away we're going to switch from rogue to fighter because you're going to need some of those fighter feats for your weapons. Do not put any points when you're leveling fighter at all, because you're going to kind of get bone on that, so just leave that stored. Now the first thing you want to do is, let's see here, I'm trying to see what I did pick. 2 weapon fighting. Now you get dual wield. You get some penalties of course when you get that, but that's pretty good. Let's get to level 3 fighter. Again, level 3 fighter, avoid the points. Let's see here what I should put in. And by dexterity, so now you can dual wield 2 weapons. You have 1 more feat. Let's see which one I did. Weapon proficient exotic, because those criticals you want, that's right, we're going for criticals. Now we're going to level up some more fighter levels, of course. Now put that into strength. All this stat up in the rest of the levels are going to be all strength. No ifs, ands, or but about it. Again, skip the skill point. Now we're at level 5 fighter. Skip the skills right here because you start storing them for your rogue or Shadowdancer levels. Weapon focus, we're going to pick critical. That's right, those tiny little daggers. They're like Middle Eastern daggers with a curved edge. Very tiny, very nice to me. So that's good right there. Now our next level is going to be obviously fighter, which makes it 6 we're working on right now. And what you're going to do is pick weapon specialization, critical. That's what you want, is that. And you pick that right there. You should be all set, ready to go. Alright, your next build is going to be rogue. Go back to rogue. Now you have your stats. Now you need to max out tumble. At least lead to 10. That's what you want. Max out move silently. And max out hide. Now anything else you want to do, you want to max out. I think I spread the wealth on some, like bluff I did. A few points here and there. Disable traps. Spot. So I can spot traps. Search. I can search for traps. Open locks. Listen. And let's see what else. I did that. Okay, so you're set for your rogue on that end, of course. Now we're at level 7. We're going to pick the Shadowdancer class. This is a one-time deal. We're only grabbing that class for one reason. It's hide in plain sight. You can put points in there if you want to, like tumble and stuff, but it's up to you. Yeah, you just move silently, hide. Let's see here. Tumble. And then any other points you want to put, you use my point suggestion, of course, you want to do that. Since rogues do get a lot of points, you have to have good in it, they'll get much more points, so that's good. Now we're done with the Shadowdancer. Actually, one-time deal for Shadowdancer, that's it. Again, we picked it for one reason, hide in plain sight. When you disengage from enemies, you can hide again, and you get your opportunities to attack, which are your sneak attacks. That's great for rogues. That's the idea of this build. Again, hide and crit build. So let's get to the next level, shall we? Now, for the remaining of this build until level 20, we're going to go all rogue. So again, max out your tumble, hide in shadows, and move silently. You want to get bluff to 20 if you do any of the campaigns. Like I said before, if you're not doing any of those campaigns, or you're playing like on PvP servers, yeah, you do not need bluff and stuff, but that's nice to have. So next down the list we're going to do is, let's see here. I'm looking and looking some more. I'm trying to look for it. Power attack. You need that. Alright, so next level is going to be rogue again. Max out the 3 suspects, hide, move silently, and tumble. Bluff if you're playing the campaigns too. Now if you don't like bluff, then the best bet is persuasion. You want to get to 20. Depending on the skills you want to do, like spot and such like that. It depends on your personal preference from this point on, but still you want to follow my suggestion on skills, then go ahead. Of course, next again is rogue. Now the next level we're going to pick rogue again. Hide, move silently, tumble, since you want to do that, and then anything else you want to do, just build it up, of course. Now, the reason why we don't do discipline is it's more of a fire-like feat, while tumble is more like a roguish feat, so yeah, it's all good. So we'll I'll sort those points out of which ones you want, of course, besides the main 3 you want to max out, of course. Alright, let's see what's next. Okay, we got another sneak attack, that's good. Okay, now you max out strength on your character. You have 20 strength. That is real good. You're about level 12 from here on out, of course. And you do your hide, move silently, tumble, and then rinse and repeat on the rest and get your speaking skill, which could be bluff, intimidate, or persuasion to 20. Now this next one you want to do is improve critical, which will drop your threat range down a level. So instead of like 18 to 20 to crit, now it's 17 to 18. You hit that. Alright, next up is rogue. We're going to pick that. And let's hide. Move silently. Now, if I remember right, I think I picked other skills. But we'll see if we get any more feats out of it. Nope, this is a skill level, I call it. And we hit OK. Now we're going to rogue again. We'll do some maxing out, of course, which is level 14 if I remember right. Yep, do the usual suspects and the talkie skill if you're doing the campaigns. If not, then yeah, you can just do what you do, just the main 3 since we're doing skills. Hit OK. And now what we're going to do is hit the level 9 rogue, which is good. Max out your 3 and your talking skill if you want to. Bluff's getting close to 20, so keep that in mind. Once that gets to 20, then you just pick your other skills, what you want. Again, like I said before, when you're playing campaign, yeah, you want one of the talkie skills at least, so you could get away with stuff. So next up is cleave. You're going to need that for the overwhelming and devastating crits, so highly prerequisite, of course. It's dire. Since we're at rogue, what we're going to do is pick strength. This is a strength build, so level 16 at this point. We got one more stat gain for the non-epic levels. Now, bluff, you're 1 point away from maxing that out, so just get all the other skills maxed out in the meantime. which is all good. So pick any other skills what you want. So what's good about this build is you're going to be stealthing a lot and being more tactical, so that's a great thing about it. Plus your hide in plain sight, you get that in with your 3 at least, so you'll be all good. Tumble's there in case you get caught. Now this one you want to do is Crippling Strike. Pick Crippling Strike because it adds 2 more points to your strength damage. We have 21 strength, so it's all good. So you want Crippling Strike, of course it's dire for this build too. You click that OK, and we should be doing the next level, which is another rogue level. Yes, another rogue level. Bluff, after this point I would not touch unless you want to get more bluff points, but still do the other skills. Of course the 3 tumble, hide, and move silently you want to max out on. And then anything else like search and stuff you want to start working on too, so start towards that too. Alright, we're going to do another rogue level, of course. I think at this point we're closing in on 20. Last of the pre-epic levels. Do the 3 usual suspects, start max out certain points, of course. Yeah, I think I start doing stuff like search and traps. Me personally, I did the disable traps and open locks around 20 and such, and then I decided to pump them up later on, of course. Still, it's your personal preference you want to do at this point, but keep tumble, move silently, and hide there. So let's talk the next feat skill. Great Cleave. Now, by getting this skill, the Great Cleave, you just open yourself to overwhelming crit, which gives you more crits and stuff, which is real nice. And because of that, we're going to get to our next level, which is Rogue again, of course. Again, this is most likely a skill dump level. So do the top 3, tumble, hide, and move silently, and any other ones you want to do. And I said before, we're building towards overwhelming and devastating crits, so we're on the right path so far. Alright, let's see here. Yeah, I decided to do spot, so I can start spotting traps and such more and get into that. Now, we're in another feat which I didn't know. Let's see which one I think I was going for. Improve evasion, so we're more evasive now when we dodge. Now we're at Rogue, we're officially at level 20. At that point in the strength, and then you just do the 3 tumble, hide, and move silently you want to do. That's right, then you max everything else out. And then after you max all that out, then I think that's it for skills, unless there's another pool for rogues, but we'll see. Yep, that's it for skills. Now we're in the big league epic levels. Now from this path we're going to diverge to 1 rogue level at least, because we're going to need that. I was testing out with builds with fighters, but still you want to start that. At least get yourself set up for some epic levelness. And because of that, let's see what is next. I'm going over the list right now. Let's see here. Alright, let's see here what's next. Okay, pick epic weapon foes critical, which is automatic. Now this opens to epic weapon specialization. So our next level is going to be not rogue but fire. That's what we're going for, is that. Skip the skill points. Drop your point into epic weapon specialization critical. Now we'll do more damage with it with 2 of them in our hands each. Next up we're going to go for rogue. Right away put your skills in that you couldn't do the last level. Top 3 tumble, hide, and move silently, and any other skills you want to do at this point. When you do fire levels with rogue build, yeah, store those points. Now what we're going to do is improve, let's see here, yeah, let's go get Slippery Mine if I remember right. Let's see what I'm doing deciding. This gives you more will saves. If you fail at once against mind affecting spells, it's like a second try. Great against mind flayers if you're doing Hordes in the Underdark. Now from here around now I think the rest of the levels are rogues, because we got everything what we need from a fighter. Again, max out the usual suspects, any other ones you want to do. Same thing with bluff if you want to get more bluff points or more persuasion or intimidation, but it's up to you on the speech ones. So next step is overwhelming criticals. Now this is a gateway. We're going to need a little bit more strength on that. Since we got 23 strength, now we need to start building more strength until we get 25. And it tells your modifiers drop a level on certain weapons, of course. That's all good. Especially if you have falcons and stuff too, with 3x now becomes 4x, which is good. Again, go with the skills you want this level. Like I said before, building towards critic, and then afterwards is we're going to get more strength and more improved sneak attack. That's what your goal is now. Alright, let's see the next level. Okay, rogue. Now we're starting to get a little beyond the epicness. I mean, epic rogue levels, which is really good at this point of this build. And you go through your skills again, do the 3. And I start use magic items, of course, to max that out. I guess I get something real nice. And I'll still decide what I want. Hit OK on that. Now, what we're going to do is improve sneak attack 1. That's one of ones we need, because it adds 1d6 damage to your sneak attack. Go up to 10 times, which is real nice, of course. Again, that's why it's called high and crit build, because your sneak attacks need to be upped on that. So now we're going to boom out on the skill sets, do the 3 one you want to do. Look like it's at 30 at this point in the video, which is real good. The goal is 43. That's the max number for hide, move silently, and tumble, especially your dual wielding. So next up, we're going to look for what we're going to build. If I remember right, great strength 1, because you need strength for the devastating crit prerequisite, of course. Now with the rest of the levels are rogues, pick strength, of course, pick the usual suspects. Now we have 25 strength. Because of that, we get devastating crits. Any creature or anything that does not become immune to crits, they get hit, they die. For instance, if there's a dragon that's not immune to crits, gets a crit, that's like an instant slay right there. Yes, devastating crits are OP'd, and it's like over the top, but we're building a build for that, so that's what we want. So we hit OK, all the skills are done, another sneak attack has been added. So we're going to go with the rogue train still. Again, put your skills there, but as I said before, you want those devastating crits. It's overkill, but hey, that's what you're looking for in builds, is how am I going to overkill? Now people say, why criticals not repeaters? Well, I'm looking for speed, and they're lighter than that. Since you're with a rogue, you want to do that. Anything else you could do other weapons, which is fine too. So let's go to the next level, is rogue again. Max out what you need to max out: tumble, move silently, and hide. And anything else you want, of course. At this point, you're probably almost done with Hordes of the Underdark with this level, of course, or you're already there. You're ready to go on to beyond expansion levels. Now, feat. Since we're at the next feat, we're going to look for devastating crits. Now, this does is if a crit hits anything, and then that person or monster or anything cannot be immune to crits, they will die. I don't care if they have 1,000,000 hit points or 1, they get crit, they're dead. End of story. That's what this is built for. And another sneak attack has been added, obviously. Alright, next up is our roguage. We're going to go here. What we're going to do is, let's see, next, hide. Move silently, tumble. We're starting to get to 34. We're 9 points away or less from the game's maxed out stats. So at this point, you want to do anything what you want. So now we're in the rogue tree. Start doing improved sneak attack. You want to do that at this point in the build, because you can get more sneak attacks and you're devastating. Now next up we're going to do is Rogue. We're going to max out Strength. We're at 26 Strength. I think we're at 1 or 2 more of that train. Now real quick about why I forgot improved sneak attack. I was focusing more on overwhelming and devastating crits. I should did was is at the time was is went for that, but then again you're rushing for devastating crits. This is a race to it. And you want to do that. Of course it'd be devastating and deadly. Now for the skills, you just use your usual 3 I've been talking about and do anything else. Of course at this point in the video, most of your skills should be in the 30s, which is pretty good, or 30 plus, or getting close to the 40s, which is great. Now ones you can't do, well, it's that. So now the next level I missed out on was improve 2-weapon fighting. So now with a critical and all that jazz, you only got -2 on each hand, and that's pretty good, especially with tiny weapons. Alright, we're going to go on the rogue train still. We're going to start doing hide, move silently, tumble, and then any other skills you want to max out. Now at this point, you're beyond the expansions. You're starting to do with modules and stuff like beyond epic level modules. I call it the post Hordes of the Underdark ones. Now if Beamdark ever does the next Neverwinter Nights expansions, yeah, this build would be great for that too if they go beyond that. So what we're going to do is max out characters a little bit more, do that skill. It should be coming up, let's see, after I do that. Yeah, at this video I was doing open locks and disable traps. At this point it's being more of a utility. And now what you want to do is improve sneak attack number 3. At this point your sneak attack should be real good with a high strength modifier, high hide, move silently, and tumble in case you're in O-zone. So now we're approaching 39 skill points, which is about 4 levels away, 4 or 5 levels away from that, I think. Or yeah, my math is 4. Now at this point in the build I was looking at what should I get, and let's see here, I'm trying to still look for it. There you go, proof sneak attack 4. Yeah, put more into that. You want to do that. Alright, next up is Rogue. Of course, do hide, tumble, and move silently. After this level, it should be only 3 levels left. And once you're at that point in the game, well, you're ready to max out the skills you want to max out. So now you want to do is do your rogue, your skills. It might be 1 or 2 feats left to get, but we'll see. And I'm just moving down, up and down right now to see what I want to do. So rogues are not like fighters who gets they get less feats, but they get more skill points, of course. So now what we're going to do is closing in on the max out your hide and stuff like that. We're 1 more level away from level 40, which is the last stat dump to do, and the last time you're gonna get the max level. So we're gonna go down the list. I'm looking for anything else, of course, but yeah, I think I see it right there. Improve sneak attack 5. And that's what you want to do. And we got another skill point. Improve sneak attack 6. Now at this point in the video, our sneak attack is off the chain, and we have 28 strength with that as a rogue. And we're gonna max out the points what we want: hide, tumble, and move silently. Then any other point you're in the 40s, you want to max out. And there's 2 skills in the 30s. My bluff is at 20, because I feel at this point, yeah, I'm done talking. So now we're max out on our characters. So next up is going to be our gear check and stuff like that. So let's go to that now. Now we have the equipment section. So we have our criticals, which is 35, 30, and 25, and 35 and 30 on the other hand. With 15 through 20 crit range, with 2x crit. So with mundane criticals and equipment, we're good. AC's 21 with mundane stuff. So that's all good so far. It does 1 d4 damage. It's tiny. It's real fast. So it's all good. Especially if you're dual wielding build, which is -2 on that, on your attack bonus. But still, it's all good. Now let's equip the armor, of course. We got 24 AC on the normal studded. We equip that. That's 31 on the +7 studded armor. Criticals in our hands. The +7 variety. Now with that, let's see, 42, 37, 32. With 15 through 20 quit range on the main hand, and 42 through 37 on the other one. Now, if you want to assign skills, well, here's the thing: you want to assign hide and power attack, and also in the other ones you want to keep that there too. Now, your sneak attack is 17 through D6. That means 17 6-sided dice. So if you roll in a possible, I'll say 17 sixes 17 times, you do some nasty crits. Now devastating crits on non-enemy, well, guess what? You're basically a wrecking ball at this point, which is very important. Now, as I said before, I was demonstrating hide right here for one main reason, and that is of course, you hide, you disengage, re-engage, your crits come in because you have an opportunity to attack. When that happens, sneak attack comes in, which is real nice for this build. Now, with overrun crit and the other crit, devastating crit, you're basically a killing machine now as a rogue. Well, that's it for the hide and crit rogue build. This is Lord Fenton signing off. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Layers all, and happy hunting, everybody.